Positively Angelic, here to do your reading for April the 4th through the 10th. So let's get started with a relationship card. Now keep in mind that this may not resonate with everyone, but if it does resonate with you, I'd love to know in the comments below what part resonated. All right, just going to pick one right out of the middle here. Okay, so it says, I'll envision the behavior I desire to inspire. Let's go ahead and read and see what it says here. If we were a parent or anyone wanting to inspire positive behavior from another, we would do our personal vibrational work first. We would align with our source energy by envisioning the outcome we seek and by holding those involved as positive objects of our attention. We would not allow any current unwanted behavior to be the reason for our attention to them. So this is kind of saying, whenever you have a child or an animal even, that you are trying to basically teach them how to act, right? How to behave. You wouldn't just keep on giving negativity knowing that you're going to receive negativity back. And this is kind of what we do within. We think that whatever we see out in the world is what is supposed to be what we're reacting to. But if we had the emotion and we prepared ahead of time, then we wouldn't receive that type of energy. Okay. We would actually receive the desired positive energy that we're wanting to receive. Okay. So always make sure that you're preparing ahead of time for everything that you do. Don't come from a place of fear. Come from a place of happiness. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to take some goddess cards here. We're going to see what we have going on for the week of April the 4th through the 10th. And we will be going into the new moon. As you know, I've made a couple of errors on some videos saying the full moon. I don't know why I couldn't get it out of my head, but the new moon is coming up on the 11th and 12th, depending on where you are in the world. And this is for 2021. However, if you were to watch this at a later time, this is a timeless video. So if you were brought here for any reason, then that means this message is supposed to be for you. All right. Okay, so we have true love, leap of faith, and bold. So whenever you're manifesting, some of you're manifesting your true love. And this goes along with the card, the behavior we desire to inspire, right? If we're attracting love, then we are going to receive love. But we have to come from a place of love, not a place of fear. So looks like if you continue going on your path and this is something that you desire, then you're definitely attracting this into your life. The other thing that I'm getting is that some of you are falling in love with yourself again. You're finally, doing the things that will make you happy for yourself. It's not the responsibility of anyone else to make us happy. We have to be happy first. And so it's not my responsibility either, right? Or yours either, to make someone else happy in that same respect. So, that true love for yourself is really starting to shine. So continue down that path and we'll clarify that in a moment. So you need to take a leap of faith, take that risk. This may be with a romantic partner, and this is not gender specific. Okay. We're just going through the cards. So take a risk. This could also be with a career. Some of you out there, I know in my last reading, For the collective, some of you out there were about to change careers, it looks like. So, if that's the case, start really preparing your emotions and your feelings for that, either that new position at the same place of work, or if you're leaving that occupation or leaving that company, and you're starting on your own, just gather the emotions that are going on in within yourself, you know and act like you already have it. And I know some of you out there will say, yeah, but I don't have it. Okay. But again, if you desire that behavior, right, then that's how you need to act, right? Like you already have it. Just like whenever, we want a house or a car, we start looking for houses and cars to see which one makes us feel better, makes us feel great, makes us feel like we belong there. You're supposed to do the same, whenever you are looking for a new job or a romantic partner. Keep in mind that they don't get to make the whole decision, right? Even at a career, if we go interview, we can also say no if that's not something that we want to do. Okay. If, you need to think of a romantic partner as a possible interview, just because it seems that that's the one person on earth who's paying attention to you doesn't mean that's the only person. Um, and, of course, if they're not the type of person you want to be with, set those standards where you want them. So take that risk, and go with your heart and your emotions, your real emotions, not your fearful ones. And of course, here's another one: take risks. So you guys must really be trying to manifest some things. We got the universe going on, we got risks going on here. So um, I see many of you love to go and do things spontaneously. Um, I know that there's COVID, okay, but as I said in my last reading, there are plenty of places that you can go where you won't be around a lot of people. Nature is one of them. You can even go in your backyard, um, and create your own little area of adventure, right? So, um, some of you really, I'm getting that you like going into the mountains and going hiking, or you like to go to the ocean, deep sea diving, or snorkeling, or scuba diving. Some of you like skydiving, but you haven't done it in a while. Go ahead and take that risk. Go ahead and do it. Um, Nothing wrong with that. So let's see what the fairies have to say. All right, fairies, what do we have for everyone for April the 4th through the 10th? What do we have for everyone, fairies? Let's see, what do we have for everyone, fairies? Oh, there's a card there. What do we have for everyone, fairies? Thank you so much for showing us what we need to know. Whoop, that one just jumped right out. Okay. Emotional healing, admitting feelings to yourself, and goodbye to the old, hello to the new. So, this is very similar to what a couple of signs receive for this month. Um, Make sure that you are allowing the emotional pain to heal before you allow that true love in. Because here's the thing: we don't want to, number one, we don't want to carry baggage, right, into another relationship. But number two, what if that is supposed to be the most perfect relationship, but you're still not healed, right? So you start coming from a place of fear automatically, right? So your heart needs to heal. So you may need to do some chakra work on your heart, um, and help with the healing. I'm getting that some of you are participating in acupuncture, Reiki, anything else? No, Reiki especially. So, yeah, just go ahead and go through that emotional healing. I know for me, it took me about a year and a half before I could say that I was really ready to do anything outside of myself, outside of what I wanted to do alone. So, it can take a while. depending on how deep your feelings are or how much you allowed yourself to go into that relationship, whether the other person did or not. So being honest with yourself, you're the only person who knows what you want. And just because, the neighbor has it or the brother has it or the mother in law has it doesn't mean that that's what you truly desire, right? I'm getting that several of you have people around you trying to tell you what you should want and what you shouldn't want, and things you should do for your life and things you shouldn't do for your life. Well, you're the only one who gets to make that decision. If you go along with what somebody else wants for your life and it's not what you knew inside that you were supposed to do, then you're making an error, right? And you have to backtrack from that. Some of you, I'm getting also that, it's going to be difficult, but you're going to have to release some people out of your life in order to accept the new people who are supposed to be there. Okay. All right. And goodbye to the old, hello to the new. So, this era of your life seems to be uh, basically the old part, the past. And even though time is fluid, we're always living in the now, in the now, in the now, in the now, right? So every time I say now, of course, we're living in the right here, right now. But we still have those memories, right? And those memories can either control us or we can move on from them. And as we look back on them, only think about the happy parts. The other part that I'm getting is that many of you are romanticizing the things that were in your past, like, where a lot of things were really bad, but because you're looking at pictures where there's only smiles and happiness, right? That's what you're remembering. You're not thinking about the heartache of when you were sitting there maybe alone, many times when your partner or your spouse or your significant other wasn't there, either physically or emotionally, intellectually, right? Spiritually. Maybe that person was continuously sleeping on the couch and then going to bed and, like, no attention whatsoever. And I'm getting that many of you know that you deserve something better than that. So, manifest that right into your life and say goodbye to that person who treated you that way, right? Or if it was you, if you were the one treating that person that way, it's okay. You can still say goodbye and work on yourself. Um, this emotional healing, because maybe there was a reason. Maybe you brought baggage into the relationship and it just didn't work out because of that. So you gotta say goodbye to the old in order to say hello to the new. So let's go ahead and go with our moon cards here, which, as I said, that new moon is coming April the 11th or 12th, depending on what part of the world you're in. Um, so it's really, really good right now because this is a time of high manifestation. I'm really excited because I just created my first meditative coloring book and I'm waiting for it to be approved. So it will upload to Amazon. So I'm really excited about that. And no, I'm not being sponsored by Amazon or anything like that. This is just my channel, not being sponsored by anyone. That being said, if there's anyone who wants to sponsor me, you're welcome to do so. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Oh, look at there. We got another time for healing, bringing love into the situation and communication. So, a time for healing, and it's right here with all the other things talking about healing, right? Emotional healing. Um, isn't that moon just beautiful right there? Look at that picture of that moon. It's just so pretty. Yeah, so I mean, just reiterating that, you need to take that time again for healing yourself, healing that heart. Um, some of you have some gifts where you have kind of allowed your third eye to become closed. Feel like there were a few of you that whenever you were younger, you would see or feel things or hear things that other people wouldn't. And so you were convinced that you were hallucinating, or people would tell you it's not there, but you know you have the gift. So reach out and um, start asking those spirit guides to help you. Also, there's a few of you who are having some intestinal issues. Um, and I think I said this in several readings this month. There's something going on with that. But some of you have an upset stomach, or you might have IBS or something like that. And I'm definitely not a doctor, but I would say, in addition to whatever you're doing, that the doctor has told you, you can definitely look into taking turmeric, um, ginger. I make a juice, out of those. So, um, yeah, that would be really good for you. That will help a lot of the heart healing too, because sometimes whenever we have anxiety and nervousness, it's actually coming from the gut, literally. Not just a gut feeling, but actually the feelings in the gut, right? Um, and all of that healing is going to bring love into the situation. You're rejecting it a little bit. Maybe you either think you're not good enough for it, or you think that you're wanting that love, but then whenever it gets close, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You need to back up. I'm not ready. I thought I was ready. I'm not ready. Or you're doing some sabotaging, could be. So really consider those things. And that goes along with admitting those true feelings to yourself and taking a risk, doesn't it? So, and then communication, right? Communication. I feel like this is communication with yourself, but also communication with a few others. And this is going to come from what I said before, that sometimes we think that these people in our lives, I know that they have the best um, the best intentions, in their heart, but sometimes it's just not the direction we're supposed to go. Okay. It's just not. So we have to go with our own gut feelings of what we should do for our lives. Okay. All right. So I'm getting that I need to pull one more relationship card. That's odd. Usually I only pull one of these, but I feel like I'm supposed to do that to wrap this up a little bit. So what do we have for April 4th through the 10th? What card do we need to read? Oh, and it looks like two of them. Okay. Feeling negative emotions means I'm launching requests. So I think that the universe just wanted to send you an extra message, just reiterating what we've already talked about, right? So those negative emotions, meaning you are launching some requests into the world, and that's whether you're launching negative or positive. So this says, as more people observe hardship and strike a tense, resistant pose, therefore disallowing their own well-being, others use them as their reason to do the same. And in a very short time, a very negative pattern of resistance can sweep through your population. The good news in this scenario is that in every moment that every person is feeling negative emotion about the economic state, vibrational requests for more abundance are launched. And those requests are heard clearly and responded to immediately by source. So the things that we place inside of ourselves, right, which includes the news, okay, because as we all probably know, we're not getting the whole story on the news, right? That's why I don't watch it. It's not the only reason, but that's one reason I don't watch the news. I don't want to know the weather. I don't want to know the news. I like waking up every day and feeling great and doing my affirmations. I'm getting that many of you actually um, have have feelings inside of you of anguish and anxiety because you're watching the news so much. And then there's some of you, and I got this in, I can't remember which sign it was. I think it was maybe Capricorn or Pisces. Some of you are thinking about an eating change, a change in your eating habits, even down to vegetarian or possibly vegan. Um, and that's because you feel like it will help depression. That's exactly what I'm getting is that you've been depressed, you've tried everything, you've tried over the counters, you've tried, chemical medications, and none of them have worked. So now you have looked into other things that took you down a rabbit hole of research, but you found out about veganism and how it helps with depression. So, again, I'm not a doctor, but anything that you do in addition to what you're doing on the medical side, anything you do in addition to help your health is a good thing, right? So uh, go ahead and continue to research that. You may even want to give it a try because I think it will help you. I can attract relationships that agree with my desires. Yeah. So, isn't this awesome? This is just completely going along with everything. People are not finding it difficult to find the mate of their dreams because that person is not out there, but because of their own contradiction to their own desire and the thoughts they offer about the subject every day. When you consistently offer thoughts about your future relationship that feel good while you think them, that means you are consistently matching the desires that you have discovered. Um, that's funny. As you have lived life. And under those conditions, only someone in agreement with your desires could come to you. So this is positive or negative, right? So let's say that you're talking with a group of friends and you're talking about that ex that you have and how terrible that person was and how that person treated you. And then you meet this new person, right? You think that that person is absolutely wonderful. And then all of a sudden, the same patterns start happening, and then, you say, why does this keep happening to me? Well, you were in that space, right? You were in that space when you accepted that person. Um, Also, you should be setting boundaries, obviously. But when you attracted that person, you were in a space of negativity in that scenario. However, if you start talking about the wonderful things that are happening in your life, even down to the flowers that you have in your front yard being pollinated, and you were watching the bees and how wonderful it was and beautiful it was, and you sat out on the porch and you listened to the nice, beautiful birds, and you just start talking about positivity, all the positive things happening in your life, you're going to have the person to be attracted to you that matches that as well. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have for you today. Please look down in the description box for other things that might be helpful to you. I do have my TikTok down there where I do a couple of quick 3 card readings a week. I also have a price list down there on a link if you'd like a one-on-one reading. I'm getting my website up and running, so I will have that here soon. And I hope all of you have an absolutely wonderful week. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.